When your best friend becomes a bill collector, calling you for 3 years, you don't, it's hard to lay down at night. Alright, and so your four walls on the outside may look real pretty. You may live in a gated community like we did at the time, and drove nice vehicles at the time. But we didn't own any of that. It was a facade. All of it was fake. You know, and by starting on products and seeing that I was getting my wife back, our relationship started growing back. And it was because of the belief that we saw each other again. My wife had demons that I didn't even know about that started to surface. And we had to work through it as we were building our business.
You know, those demons, when he says everything was a facade, everything was a facade. I kept everything from my husband. I kept everything from my family members. Nobody knew what I was going through on a personal level. I used to be a size 16, and I did anything and everything to get skinny. And women, sometimes that's just our mentality, is skinny at all costs. But when I ended up putting myself in the hospital, January of 2012, we had, at the time, 1.5-year-old babies, and your husband is texting you pictures saying, "Mommy, we miss you." You have a wake-up moment. Skinny at all costs for me was, I was bulimic, I was popping diet pills, I was starving myself, and doing everything without him even having a clue. So when we first saw the 24-day challenge, after I vowed to never do that to myself again, my sister led with Advocare. She shared Advocare, had tremendous results on product, and I was ready to hop on board. And when we did, everything changed. He looked at me and he said, "Do you feel like I feel?" I knew that we had had a permanent solution for a healthy lifestyle that we were going to forever adapt. But more importantly, if these products were working for me, they were going to work for every single one of my friends that I knew. And instantly, we started sharing them. We led with business. We didn't lead with the product. You know why? Because we were flat broke. When you have everything in your life stripped from you, you can't pay a bill. I had boxes of letters that we couldn't even open. I never even bothered. Why? I couldn't send them a check. So I neglected all of it. And then I started neglecting myself. And when you don't want to wake up in the morning, but you say yes to Advocare and you have now found a new life, you feel like you have life being poured back into you. How passionate do you think I am going to share this message with every single person that I can? My husband is a champion. He stood by and watched me battle addiction. Let's get real. I neglected to start my 24-day challenge for 2.5 months because I couldn't put down the alcohol. And when my sister said, "You can't drink for 10 days, I was like, well, there goes that. I'm not gonna do it. Except for when you come to a reality of that was not going to change our family. That was no solution. Our life was going nowhere but the toilet. And when you wake up every single morning and you have babies staring at you in the face, you have no option but to make a choice to live a different life. And my husband has grown into a champion. Man, he has always adored me. He has always loved me. But the growth and the perseverance and the fight that he has now to fight for our family is incredible. And I honor you and I thank you.
Thank you. First $134 check, that this was it, this is our solution. And to be completely honest, we put ourselves on the back burner. and looked for other families to help. That's it. And brought them success, whether it was products or business, it didn't matter. I wanted to get them the best results on products and the fastest and best results with business. And so we did that and we went to work. You know, my parents are very, very hard workers, and last October my father had a stroke. At the time, he was the one who was taking care of our children when we were working. And he was no longer working with my mother. They used to do linens for a decorative company, putting on chair covers and tablecloths. And one day I was with my mom at an event helping her because my dad couldn't be there. And I hear him talking to her and he's crying on the phone because he can't be there to help her earn income. And that right there, that just gets you. You're gonna keep going and going and going, and you're not going to stop. And again, if you don't know your purpose and your purpose isn't rattling you every single morning, then you need to find something else. Because I'm telling you, when you have your parents who have raised you and you've seen them be very, very strong, crumble in front of you, it's tough, real tough. And so, you know, that is part of our big